How are y'all? I'm kind of just getting things kind of ready here, so join me as you are able. I'm running a little behind tonight. So I'm quick cutting up my sentiments. Not sure what what sentiment we're going to use tonight, but I've got these sentiments ready to go. Hope everyone's having a great week. All right. So I'm going to turn this down. You still have sound now? Did I turn myself off? Maybe I turned myself off. I turned myself off. Sorry about that. I'm trying to make sure that because I hear myself. Can you hear me now? Otherwise, I'll turn my other camera. We'll do my other one. Let's see. Let's go here and see if this one works better. Oh, you can hear me now. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, I can hear it, and I'm not quite sure how to mute it so that I don't hear the echo. So if you hear an echo, let me know, because I turned it down a little bit, and it must have turned it so that um, that I don't know if that. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm still learning the program. Anyway, this is the die, one of the dies. It says relax, and there's a shadow. And then this one says good vibes, I believe. Okay, because I said I don't always hear it, but this time I do. So I'm not sure why I hear it and I shouldn't. So, oh well. And I can turn it up a little bit too, but for some reason it's echoing on my part. But anyway, what I did to get ready for tonight is I took the silver glitter glaze and I spread it out and got it all ready to go. And then I did fun colors. I'm trying to use up my product. So I have purple chroma glaze, and that is right here. It's all dry already. Hi, Mom. Your dog is barking with the sounds. Well, my neighbor's dogs are barking like crazy. They have a golden doodle, and they have like a baby golden doodle that's big and he's so cute. And then next door to them, there's 3 dogs. And there's 2 dogs across next door to me, and then of course mine, but mine's tuckered out. I played ball with him. This one is the yellow chroma glaze, and I will be honest, I let it dry out a little bit, so that's why I have these little bit of flecks. So it's not, but I think it's fun because it had a little bit of film on it because I didn't cover it. Because this one was a sample jar, and I have one that's this size, but I wanted to use this up first, and it had a little bit of a film on it. Hello, Michelle. Granny says hi, Fletch. He's sleeping. So he went out running with his dad, and then I took him to get his nails clipped, and then we're playing ball because he likes mommy to take him for a walk in the nights, and I can't do that on Wednesdays. So, so we got our lava lamps, and I already have them all die cut out because nobody wants to watch that, right? I did grab the Easy Elements, and I did grab this Brilliant Burst paper pad. If you haven't seen this purple paper pad yet, I don't know if it's still, I did not check. I apologize. I believe they're getting more in because there was only a few left after Create Your Own Ending, but look at this fun. And I don't know, but because we're using the purple and the yellow chroma glaze, I was trying to find a purpley pink. I thought maybe we'd just do something kind of wild, and I don't think that one has enough in it. We're going to use this one. Okay, oops. And what I do when I get my papers, and if I have extra, I put them in a 6x8 um, plastic pouch. That this is normally for 6x8. Hi, Lisa, for everyone, but I cut them down. This paper pad makes me happy too, Donna. It's the first time I'm using it. I haven't used it yet, but look at those fun patterns. So I'm excited. So we have that, and then I have everything die cut out ahead of time. So I think first what we're going to do is put our lava lamps together. Okay, so I just went through my stash and I found some fun colors to cut the base. These are just scraps of paper, and I kind of have everything put up in these little hors d'oeuvre trays. And we are going to go ahead and put them together. So this was white because I was cutting something out. I'm hoping we can put some acetate over the top to give them a shimmery look, you know, the glass look. But we're just going to go ahead and put them together. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in some liquid glue on the top and bottom because I do want to put the top and bottoms on first. And see, I don't know if this will pick up this or not because of the glitter. And they just line up at the bottom here. If I get a little extra glue, I'll just wipe it off. So it just kind of lines up like that. I just think you could have so much fun with this paper pad and the colors of the lava, or this dye and the colors that you can do. So here is that. And then got the lid here. This is the top. And that goes up here. And I did these first because I'll show you what I did these first here. So I've got the lid there, to the top part there. They'd be fun to do those out of black, but I just thought I'm going to do them both the same with the glitter glaze. So I've got the top and bottom because I'll look at that shine. Isn't that fun? And then I wanted the purple. I've never had a lava lamp, to be honest with you. So, and I've only seen a few of them. So I just thought I'm just going to look because I know it kind of fits in with the top and bottom. You have to forgive me. I don't have it pulled up. Let's put our top and bottom on first on both of these too. Make sure I have the top piece of paper. And we're going to put those on, and then we'll decide which ones are going to go in which color. Because I wasn't 100% sure since I didn't put them together yet. I haven't had a lot of time since I've been home to do a lot of extra playing to see if they fit in both. And I think they do. See, they can go in both, so you can use either or. Of course, I'm moving it around a little bit. So I kind of wanted to do the yellow in the pink because I wanted it to be so bright, and I wanted to do the purple and the blue because I wanted that contrast. All right. So you could probably, if this works with the acetate like I think it's going to, I think you could totally cut the base out of acetate so it was see-through. And then you would just, when you attached it to your card, you could attach it with the top and bottom. So just going to kind of squish it down so it kind of right there because it's going bloop towards the top. See if I'm gonna bring that up a little closer so you can see it. And then this, so this is the yellow chroma glaze, so it gives it that fun, yunky color. And then these pieces here, I'm just gonna go ahead and um, I'm gonna put a big glob here and a little glob there because I feel like if it was gonna gloop off, that the little piece would be here and the big one would already be falling to the bottom. And of course you could cut more pieces, but look at how fun that is. Isn't that fun? So there's one of our lava lamps. And then we got this one. This one we got more pieces for. So, and I think I cut extras out. So if I remember correctly, yep, the big gloopy piece goes on the bottom. I think it can go other directions, but I think in the sample picture, um, I looked it up online last night and yesterday when I was cutting them out to kind of look at them. And of course there's glitter on there, but that's okay. And then you can add these other pieces where you want. I think I'm going to put it right here at the top. So I know that there was yesterday, Christopher's went live and showed there was an embossing powder mega bundle. So, you know, if you haven't checked that out, check that out and see if I have not had a chance at all to get online today. See if there's any left. And I know there's a few spots for the Merry Making event. And I'm super excited about that. I am signed up for that. I talked to my girlfriend here in town and I was like, "Did you sign up for it yet?" And she's like, "No, I haven't." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you should because I did. We can do it together." So hopefully she'll have a chance to sign up for it too. So there is glitter on this because I did a very thick glitter glaze. So that's why some of the glitter is rubbing off. Um, and then I have a ton of these purple glue globs. So we may not use them all. I'm going to use the big one just because. And then we'll use a couple of the little ones. Oops. And then I might just put the other ones aside for another time. And maybe we'll do one more gloop right here. And we might cut another yellow gloop, little one out for that yellow one. So it has 3 little gloopy thingies. I don't know, is that a technical term, gloop? So there we go. All right. And then this is the part I'm not sure it's going to work or not. Well, we might let them dry a few minutes first. So they can be just as is. You could also cut out, like I said, there is a base piece. So you could cut out the base of one color and you could make this another color and layer it up. If that's another option. Those were just white pieces to help. Sometimes when I cut acetate, I put a white piece of paper over the top to help push it down into the acetate and cut it out better. So, all right, we're going to put those off to the side and then we're going to start cutting up our paper and that good stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my handy dandy trimmer here. Ooh, that was my pin. Hi, Valencia from Ohio. Is that how I say Valencia from Ohio? Welcome. I'm playing with the lava lamp die of the month and this fun brilliant burst paper pad. So I definitely want to make sure I have the yellow and some of the pink, the blue, and a little bit of that purple in there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try to cut this. I'm going to cut this down for a full, or for just shy of a full panel. So 5 1/4. I had thought about doing a mini slimline card, but I think we'll do a regular one. So that way I can do it. I'm going to mat this on some white cardstock. Well, welcome. Thank you. And then, so it's 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. Is that what I want? I'm going to do 4 by 4. Sorry, I'm doing math in my head. You know, crafty math isn't always fun. All right. And then we have that fun color, all those fun colors. And of course, you could use the other side as well, too. And then I've got these white panels already cut down. we're going to go ahead and matte that first. Just add that extra little bit of white, which I'm not sure I like the white, but it will tie in with our sentiment. So I think I'm going to leave it. I'll save these pieces for another project. And we'll go ahead and get started on that. And then we'll, hello, Mary Alice. How are you tonight? We're already ripping, rolling into this. Probably going to come up with a second card here and see what we can do with it. All right, excuse my head if it gets in your way. I'm trying to make this kind of centered here a little bit. So I always put things on card panels and then I put them on card bases. So that way, if I'm not 100% straight, I can fix it. So we've got that funness, and then we've got, look at these, will be fun. I think we're going to end up layering them, and I'm going to leave that little bit of pop there underneath. And then we've got some sentiments to choose from, and I'm thinking, this is from the conversation. Good. I'm glad you're all good there. I hope everyone's staying cool this summer. It's been kind of a hot day today compared to, I think I'm going to use that Feelin Groovy. That's what I'm thinking about. But I haven't decided because I also like see on the flip side because it's flipping, right? Anyway, so now we've let that dry a little bit. Let's try this. This is part of the subscription product that came out this month. The paper pad was from the Create Your Own Ending event. And then this is the die of the month. It's all like groovy, hippie things. Let's see. I don't. Oh, here the card. Valencia. Here's the cards I made last week using. There's a sunglasses set, and I know there was a couple posts today out. This was the stencil, Funky Fun, and then where's the other stencil? Here is Curve Appeal. And I just made this card with Curve Appeal. I haven't even shared this yet on the design team, but I just made a rainbow card and did that out. Just made a rainbow card with that. And then I have Making Waves, a rainbow splash. I'm sorry. That is the step. Oh, the chat shoot up my conversations that the cat knocked down for her. That's funny because I was sitting outside holding on my conversation clip rings talking to Tom and trying to decide what my sentiment was going to be because we were talking about today. And I told him I was using the lava lamps and I'm like, and the dog tried to eat it. So, all right, so this is some acetate that I cut. This is the base piece or the front piece. And I used my Xyron thing to put all the thing on it. So you may still see it. You're welcome. But I think it's going to be just enough that it's going to give that cool glass look. It's perfect. And I don't know if you can see that, but because the bubbles, I use the chroma glaze with the bubbles, there's a little bit of a raised bubble in there. And so it actually looks like lava lamp stuff. That is teamwork. You're right. And I think because I'm going, the bubbles are raised there. Let's find my bone folder here. I am going to rub it and just kind of make sure it stayed at least on the edges that way. And it kind of gives it that glass look with the bubbles. So I'm actually excited about how that turned out. I was trying to figure out how I could make this into a shaker card, but I didn't get that far yet. Maybe I can do that this weekend. And then I'm just very carefully gonna put this one on. You know what? I think my die shifted a little bit. So I am gonna go ahead and we're gonna fix this. When I cut this out, I had to cut it out twice and I think my die shifted just a hair. So I'm gonna cut this off. Oh, that was wrong. That's okay. And so I'm going to just reattach it. And that's why it was looking funny to me. And I'll just attach it right there. I was not paying attention when I cut this out last night, and that's what happened. So that's easy to fix. There we go. I knew that it was supposed to match up. There we go. So then we got that little one, and then we're going to just kind of press it down here and there. And then I probably should have done black for the top and bottom, but I'm going to go with it. And then to reinforce that little spot, because it's just a little, I'm just going to put a little bit of washi tape to hold it while I glue it down. So I'm missing everybody from Create Your Own Ending, you know, back to the regular old grind. It was so much fun. I was telling my friend about it, that she did it virtually, and she's hoping next year she can come in person. And I said, oh, you got to make it happen. It was so fun. So we got this one, and we got this one, and then we need a sentiment. So, all right. Let's see. I think I'm going to do the Feelin Groovy because it just makes me happy. These just make me happy. Let's see. We'll cut this one down. So I'm just lining up the edge of the word with the edge of this plastic piece on my trimmer, and that's what's giving me the right amount of cut. And then that's what I do the same thing with the sides. Ooh, and I almost fell on mine. All right, so then we got our little bit of Feelin Groovy. Cut straight. I am notorious for not being able to cut straight even with a trimmer. Not quite. There we go. Awesome. Alrighty, so we got that. I'm going to put these up above and get them out of my way for right now, and we will go ahead and add these. I feel like, though, we need just a little bit of something to kind of help push these off away from that. That's still kind of off, isn't it? Does it feel off? Nope, it just looks like it. Okay, I feel like I need something to kind of pull that up a little bit. So this is where I'm going to go ahead and grab our easy elements, if I figure out where I put them. And we're going to grab something just to kind of put behind them. And I think we're just going to use this big, and I think we're just going to use some acetate or some vellum or something. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that out. I have to put my magnet on a piece of cardboard here to give it some stability. So I'm thinking this one will work. I don't know if I want to do white or if I want to do acid or vellum. So we're going to cut it out of both and we'll decide, okay? So I'm going to quick cut that out. Give me 1 second here. I could cut it out of silver too, but I think that would be too much silver. So I'm just going to kind of stick that down, and is there something on my piece of paper? Oh, there we go. I think that's what we're going to end up doing here. I think that adds just enough of a little bit of a breakup to kind of show that off. What do you think? Foam tape, it would lift them up. And I was thinking about that too, but I was thinking about, does it need a little bit more differentiate from those wild colors? That's what I was thinking about. Does it need just a little bit, or does it get lost on the background? That's what I was trying to decide. I hadn't quite decided yet. We might just go with foam tape, Donna. I think that's what we might do. I'm going to do that for sure. Actually, what I think we might do is, let's see, I have some very thin foam squares I found in my drawer this weekend. We'll use those on this piece. So it just gives it a little bit of umph. And if you didn't have foam squares, what you could do is cut the base 2 or 3 times and glue it down, and that would help, you know, and stack it, which is what I tend to do more than anything else. But trying to use up old tape, old product that I've had for a while and get it out of so I can replace it with new, so that I don't forget about it, or it doesn't in some cases go bad, because some product has shelf lives. Go ahead and cut this, cut that in half. Yes, I am going to lift them both up. Oh, do both, you think? We could do both. What do you think? Should we do both? Kate suggested doing both. I'm still thinking I kind of like that whiteness right there to kind of blam. Let's get the foam tape on everything and then we'll decide. Pull that tape off there. So, thinking maybe we put the white on there too. Gives you just that little bit of extra. So we'll do this one. We're gonna go for it. I put it down already. And then let's glue this one down quick. And then we'll put foam tape on the other one. And whew, we're going to do it like this. I want them to be a little bit at an angle. I'm okay with a little bit of the stretching over here on the right. Yep, I like the white too. Yep. I just think it adds just that little bit of extra. And then this one, we're going to put a little extra foam tape on to make it even bigger. So let's find that here. This is a thicker foam tape. I don't know for sure, but I believe this is the Brutus Monroe foam tape. But we only need it on kind of on the one side. We may have to put some small foam tape on the other because it's going to overlap and we don't need a whole bunch. So I have big plans to do all the cards from Create Your Own Ending. I just have this next weekend. I just have not had time. Well, okay, I should be honest with you. I had time, but I spent most of that last weekend kind of cleaning and rearranging a little bit of things in my craft room. Not necessarily like my stamps and dies, but going through papers and organizing kind of that, like trying to use up matte paper like this. But I reorganized all my stencils and labeled them all. I have 5 stencils that I don't know the names of yet. They're old and I don't remember the names. So I'm going to have to ask. I'm going to have to email the company and ask them if they can tell me. They can tell me. They're a couple Brutus Monroe stencils, and I don't remember the names of them because they're from a couple of years ago. So we've got that. I think I need one more piece of foam tape right here. And then we'll decide if we're going to pop up that. And I don't think I need to put any glue. All right, we got it. I know it covered up a little bit of that, but I'm okay with that because I think that's fun. And yes, there is glitter on mine, but I'm okay with that too. I got a little bit of glitter on my chroma glaze and it's sticking because chroma glaze gets kind of, and especially if it's hot. And then we've got our Feelin Groovy, and I think that's going to go flat. You made oh yeah, Mary Alice, did you see the sneak peek in the Create Your Own Ending event for the Merry Maker event? I think that will be, Christopher shared a sneak peek and I have a couple of things he's working on, and I think that'll be fun to add on to Shannon's box. I want to make that box. I just haven't had a chance to. So we got that. And my girlfriend, she couldn't do Saturday, so she hasn't done the Saturday classes yet. She's only done Sunday, so we should get together and do Saturday together. So there we go. I think it's fun. I'm not going to add any other bling to it. But I think this is fun, and I think we have plenty of time that we're just going to wing it and play with something else. So yeah, you have to go in, and he shared it a couple of days ago when he was trying to tell people to do the Merry Maker event, and he shared 2 photos of a prototype. I don't think it's like the actual product. It's just like something he's working on. So I was excited. I'm excited. I can tell you that. All right, where's my die quick? So I think for our next card, I'm going to maybe use these, but I think for sure what I want to do is use the Bodacious borders. I have not had a chance to use these yet. And I think these will be fun to play with this paper pad. We're going to make a quick slimline card or two. All right, so I just grabbed half the paper. We're just going to grab out a couple sheets. Ooh, we're going to use this one. And we're going to use this one, maybe. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, oh, thanks, Tina. I think it turned out really good. I love this one. We're going to cut this 6 by 6. I'm going to cut it directly in half. That will give me 2 pieces of cardstock for, I like the shine too. And you could do that with glossy accents, but I like the fact that it had the acetate. That, like I said, just cut it out and I used my Xyron to add the sticker to it so it would stick. So I'm fun. It was fun. It was fun. So I've got these, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab, I don't know where I put my, I have my slimline card bases already put together. That was one of the things I organized. I think I'm going to go ahead and mat these on black though. So excuse me a second. I'm sorry. Stand up, grab a couple pieces of that. We're going to go ahead and mat these right on black, and then we'll put them on the card bases, which I might have to find them. I did not know that we have the mini slimline card bases in house. They're over here. Let me grab one. If you don't know about me, I absolutely love the pre-cut card A2 card bases. I use them all the time. That's just regular card. But I love them. These are from the events that I didn't use yet. And then I found these in the store when I was there. These are the mini slimline card bases. And I love slimline card bases. They are my favorite. So I had to grab a few packs of these. And then I told Jessica that I was going to be buying more. So be prepared for me to call and say, hey, I need a bunch. So I got this. And these measure, let's see here, 6 by 3.5. So perfect. See, if you just took this piece of paper, you could mat it directly like this and have that nice little border. I don't think I folded it right. It's got a little bit of I didn't quite fold it on the line, but see, you could have a top and bottom border. And you throw a sentiment on there or an image on there and you got a card, you're good to go. I mean, look at how quick and fast and easy that is. I might have to decide which side of these we're going to use. Yeah, we'll use this side. Ooh, they're just so pretty. We're going to use this side though. And then I like to mat them. So I'm going to go ahead and mat it. And just see, I might have to cut it down just a little bit because I have these this is at 6 1/4. But that's fine because I can mat the top and bottom, which just gives it just that little bit of extra something. And then I'll have the white border too. So let's get that on and we'll crop that down. And then we're going to go ahead and add some fun color with one of these borders. That's what we'll do for the first card anyway. We're going to just go ahead. I'm going to mat this. I'm just going to go ahead and mat it all the way to the edge because I'm going to be cutting it down to 6 inches and just kind of make sure it's kind of straight top and bottom. And I think that's one of the things I like about slimline cards is that it's super, super simple to put a fast card together based on, I don't know if this mat is 100% straight, so we're going to check it here. I sometimes cut my cardstock down to mats and I don't quite pay attention when I'm cutting because I'm watching TV. That's some things I do on weekends when I don't want to necessarily craft. I cut down mats and card panels. And then I'm gonna, because I folded this wrong, I'm gonna trim this just a hair. That was my fault. There. All right. So we've got that and that. Hi, Crystal. How are you? We are making, I made a card. I'll show that in a minute. I'm making a couple fast slimline cards. So I've got this, and I think what we need to do is we need a white border here, and then we need a sentiment, and you could use the conversation clippings. I might cut one out with the die of the month since we're using that. I think I'm going to go ahead and just grab one of these funky border dies here. I think we'll use this one. We'll cut it out of some white cardstock here. I'm going to, actually, we'll cut a couple different ones. How does that sound? So you can see what they look like. There's the daisies, this is the circle. We'll do the squiggle too. I haven't had a chance to play with these yet, so I'm super excited to. I got everything organized when I came home, and then I just got busy doing other stuff. Playing catch up at work, of course, and spending time with my sweetheart and my puppy. So nice to get back into the swing of things. So now one thing I can suggest is this one cuts out all these little fun dots. This is from the swirlies, but you can save these little dots and they'd be perfect polka dots. So I'm going to throw them in the bin over here, and the rest of them are stuck to my die, which is perfect. I just used some post-it note tape to hold it down. Pop these out and we'll see which one looks best on our paper, and we'll throw our sentiment on there and we'll be good. All right. Pop these out quick here. I love, because the dies cut so well, the Burgess Monroe dies. If you haven't used them, they cut very, very nicely. I never have issues lining them up. I never have issues with them cutting out. So we've got this. Got this fun little thing, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't go all the way. I can fix that. If you wanted it to go all the way, I can show you how we can fix that. I don't know if I want to use that one. Thinking maybe the swirlies, because I think what we might do is use one. We're going to use one of the sentiments from the die of the month, and use some of our chroma glaze leftovers. So let's grab that die one more time off my pile here. I keep piling things on top of each other. All right, where'd you go? Where'd you go? There we go. I think we're going to do the good vibes. And I think we got lots of yellow and lots of purple. I think I'm going to go with the purple because there's so much yellow. And then we're actually going to mat it on white as well. I believe that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to grab my little mini die cutting machine here. Now, with chroma glaze and glitter glaze, sometimes you need a little extra help getting through because of the extra thickness from the glazes. So that looks pretty good, but what I like to do is I like to just grab a piece of scrap paper. Actually going to use this piece of release paper from my Xyron machine, and we're going to put that in there, and I'm going to roll it upside down because the rollers tend to be on the top, and that helps put a little bit of extra pressure on that die. And then we've got that. See, it's kind of sticky because it's hot here. All right, did we get it all the way through? Yes, we did. Just got that little piece to pull out. Let's grab my pick tool here. Crystal, don't get mad at me, but are you the crystal I think you're the crystal that I think you are? Like, did I just meet you recently? I'm using your name from on YouTube, YouTube. That's why I'm asking. If not, that's okay. Welcome and glad to meet you. I'm just poking out the extra inner pieces just because they stick because of the, like I said, the chroma glaze, and it's warm. So I took my fan out of my craft room to take it up to sleep in my bedroom because it's warmer up there. We have central air in the house, but we have an old house that only has two. Oh, okay, Crystal. No, I just recently met a Crystal, and so that's what I wasn't sure. So I wasn't sure if with the your name was the Crystal I just met um, not too long ago at a crafty thing, crafty retreat. That's what I was asking. So because everyone's names, like my name's a little different. I go by Sugar Cards. You know, it does say Candy Bee, but I wasn't sure. So um, but I will definitely check and see if I'm not following you. I will check you out later, and I will watch some videos tonight. I love crafty videos. It's my thing I do in the evenings to wind down before I go to bed. It just relaxes me and gets me all ready for the evening. I love to do, and I go off to sleep thinking of crafting, which is the best thing, right? So, all right. So I did, like I said, there is a little bit of extra stick in there because of the chroma glaze. I'm going to run it through one more time just to help loosen that little piece up right there because it's just a tiny little detail. And what I'm going to do is take a piece of cardstock this time, which is a little thicker. We're going to tape it on. And do I have a piece of washi tape here? Pixie tape here? We're just going to tape it together here. And I'm going to put that on just to give that little bit, and my plates are very well worn, to give it just that little bit of extra oomph to get through that thick chroma glaze. I'm going to run back and forth one more time. There we go. I can see it. Today it's better. So we'll poke this out. And you can see that the chroma glaze in the back. So that's why I was talking. I'm going to see if I can get a little closer here. That the chroma glaze in the paper, and that's what I was talking about. That sometimes can happen because of the thickness. And that is how thick I put the chroma glaze on my paper. I tried to be fairly thin because then it dries. But I did do this on white paper, which of course then can change the color. If I wanted the true purple color, I have to do it a little thicker, or I can do it on like a purple paper, and that helps get that. All right. So there are a couple of O's there, but they're more indentations. I'm going to kind of just poke a hole into them. And that's partly because of the, like I said, the chroma glaze. If it was cardstock, you would see them better. So I'm just going to kind of poke them a little bit. And we're going to put that there. And then we're going to go ahead and cut the shadow out of white. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'm going to cut one of the wording out of white as well, and we're going to layer it just a little bit. Crafter math, huh? Big desk. I still think it would be fun one of these nights to choose a product that I need to, that we need to use, and I just have to use what's on my desk and challenge myself to just use what's on my desk. And that's the only things I can, I mean, other than like paper and, die cutting machine or something, but I can only use the products that I created, that I have on my desk, like the glitter glaze I have here, or the, the aqua pigments that are on my desk or something like that. I may have to challenge myself to do that. So now I'm going to go ahead and quick poke the middles out of these. Poked out so much better because it's not that thick chroma glaze. That took no time at all. See? And we're going to layer them together. I'm going to layer them on top of each other here. And that's going to give us just that little bit of extra lift. And then We will cut out a quick little banner to put our shadow layer on. And then we'll show you how we're going to fix this border to, and this is something you could do. You could also just offset it a little bit to give it some shadow, but I am going to use the actual shadow layer. So, and poke the center onto this one. And just gave me that little bit of thickness there. And then oops, I poked them out, but I didn't push them out. There we go. There we go. And we're going to layer that there on here. Good. Good vibes. That little bit of white helps it show up. I think that's fun. And then I think what we're going to do quick is grab one of these easy elements again. And this time we're going to grab this little banner piece. And I'm going to cut that out of black. Actually, it's a little big. Maybe we will do another starburst. I think we're going to do another starburst. Look at that. We're going to do this one. This is the second biggest. So there's 4 of them. So it's number 2, not the smallest, but the next one. And we're going to cut that out of black. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this right out of the black mat so that I can use this piece of mat on my next card as well. See, I used it there, and then I can glue right on top of that, and you'll never know that it's missing. We're going to go ahead and pop this on here. Thank you. I'm excited about this. You know, this bodacious borders, the easy element dies are perfect for making fast cards. And you know, you grab a 6x6 piece of paper or a 12x12 piece of paper. We all have paper that we have hanging around, right? Cut it down to 6x6 pieces, and then you can cut it down and make some quick mini slim cards. You could do it A2 if you're an A2 card person. You can't use a 6x6 paper pad as easily for a slimline card because they're obviously longer, but you could make it work with some quick, easy placement of a banner. Sorry, that was, I just heard a weird noise outside. I always use a little liquid glue too with mine because I like to make sure I have enough wiggle room. Do we want it? That's going to get covered up too much, so I think we're going to do it so that this is upside down. And we're just going to eyeball it. Go away, fly. So that it's enough white on top and bottom. So I see I need just a little bit of cut off here. I didn't quite cut it off enough. So flip that over and cut that off just a hair. And then I've got this fun, this is where we've got to decide what we want. I kind of think I like the idea of this curly Q for this one. Thank you. I love layering as much as I can. So now if I want this to be all the way, what are we going to do? We're going to snip it. And we're going to put it there. Now this is where we got to decide. Do we want the loops? I think we're going to do loops, the loopy loops down. Excuse me. This was one of the things that that we got to get. I don't know if they're in the store right now. I'll have to look. I will link everything that's available tomorrow in the comments. Probably on the Brutus Monroe channel. I know it's on live on a couple channels. But this is Creative Juice. So that is my go-to cup. I've been drinking out of it non-stop. And I drink lots of powdered drinks. So I keep my little water bottle, fill my water bottle up, shake my powder, and then pour it in my cup with ice. Because I'm not a straw drinker too much anymore. I've been trying to stay away from straws. Not for any other reason other than I felt like I was getting too much air when I was drinking with straws. So we're going to go ahead and put this down. And so this is the one I cut. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my head over the light there. And I'm just going to put it right there to the edge. We'll grab my acrylic block to let it dry, and then we'll go on to the next piece. Sometimes I feel like you can do a simpler card in lots of layers and it breaks a big impact. And sometimes I don't want to do a lot of layers, but I try to do a lot of layers if I can, or a few layers anyway. And I do like to put a bunch of dimension for my sentiment if I can. Without using a lot of foam tape necessarily, I like to layer them. I find that it's a little bit better. So I got a little extra glue, and what I like to do with my extra glue, here my puppy wants to come inside with his mommy, is I just push this towel down on top of it, and it just kind of sucks up that extra glue so it's not really there and shiny. Jeez Louise, the fly is bothering me. And then we're going to go ahead and put this down, and it's going to cover that up, and you're never going to know that it didn't work, that it didn't match all the way to for my slimline card, mini slimline card. And there we go. We got good vibes. And I think it might just overhang just a hair. So we're gonna cut those little two nubbies off, and then we go. We got a quick, look at how quick and fast that was. And I thought this one would be just simple to, this is the side I was gonna use. Just grab, you could cut off part of it. You could grab one of these dies and cut a part of it off. I guess I don't really want to do that right now. I don't have the thought on my head. It didn't work what I was thinking. But we've got all these fun other dies that we can cut pieces off with. You know, this is a, you know, this was a piece on the Easy Elements that you could cut. So you could cut different layers. You could cut it at a crazy angle like this, which I think is kind of fun. We're going to do that quick. I'll show you what I mean. I'm just going quick. I don't bring my die cut machine always over to my table. I broke it just recently. I broke the handle, so that really saddened me. So I kind of have to leave it over there. So, okay, I didn't quite, I moved it a little bit, so I'm going to snip that off. But we're going to take this layer and, okay, this isn't the layer. This isn't the one that's going to work because I cut it on the wrong spot. I apologize for that. Because I was doing that ahead of time. There's another one here somewhere. I guess I got to move I have my mini slims on one side and my slimline on the other, and they're in the wrong spot. So I'm just going to line it up like this. And I've got that fun angle. Okay, this is the angle I wanted. Yes. So I've got that fun angle. And I think you could do it like this. And I think that's really fun. So that's what I'm going to do quick. And then I'll probably add I'll make another lava lamp or something and put it over on that other side. But it cuts it off at an angle. You can layer up the corner over here. I'm layering up the corner over here. And it cuts down just enough. I'm just going to flip this over so you guys get a kind of an idea. And then, like I said, you can add an image here. I was to say another lava lamp. I don't have one cut out right now. But you know, like, so here's an example. You put that lava lamp, put your sentiment right here, or you could put just something here. You know, how fun is that? So I will finish this one probably up off camera, and then I'm gonna cut it down while we're talking about that. It is interesting, and that's one of the fun things about that. You know, if you look at your dies and you want to try something different, this die was, you know, kind of more for an A2 card. You know, if you look at this, you can cut your A2 card down at different angles, but I used it on a mini slim like this, and that is awesome. And then, you know, you could go through, you could grab this one and you could, you know, put it on like this, and then you could do the other one right there, and you could have them overlap if you wanted or not. You know, we've got our other fun little dies that could go over it or underneath it. And then I think, if I remember correctly, there's actually a corner piece for this Easy Elements. I have mine taped together right now so I don't lose them because they were not in the right bin. And this corner piece would cut a piece out that you could even put on the cap of it if you wanted to. So yes, I could put the thin piece. Can you put that thin piece inside your card? Oh, this piece you mean when they cut it out? When I cut mine out, you can, but I cut mine at such a crazy angle that I just have this tiny little piece. So I could actually put it in right here in that. That's a great idea. And then it ties in the front of my card. So when I cut mine off, because I cut it at such a wild angle, it cut it into two pieces. I don't know which one this one was on, but so that's what happened with my piece. But yes, and that might be one thing I do is just I might attach it right in here to the inside of this piece, and I could put a little sentiment down below it too then. So actually we'll do that quick. I don't usually put stuff on the inside of my cards. I'm horrible at that. I tend to have lots of blank inside cards and then I just write a message. But I'm trying to get better at least adding a sentiment if I know, especially if I know somebody specific's getting a card. You know, and that's what I need to do. I need to add, oh, I just put the glue on the wrong side. This is the side we need. That's all right. We'll just wipe it off a little bit. This is the pattern that doesn't match. And it's a good way to use those pieces up. It's funny, I save all of them. I probably would have saved this piece. And then next week I'd have been like, why did I save this tiny little piece? I don't know what I'm going to use it for. Where this is perfect for it. Oh my goodness. I'm stuck to my paper. So that is going to probably be it for me tonight. It's almost 8 o'clock. I will quickly go over our two cards here. We used the die of the month, the lava lamps, with chroma glaze and glitter glaze to make our first card. I used the Good Vibes. I believe it's Good Vibes conversation clippings. And I used the Easy Elements dies and the Brilliant Burst paper pad. I used the Brilliant Burst paper pad as well on the mini slimline card along with the Bodacious Borders. The sentiment came from the lava lamp set. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way so you guys can actually see the cards. So I appreciate you joining me this evening and look forward to you guys. Thanks, Mom. You always have to say that because you're my mom. But I appreciate it, Mom. I always joke that I'm like, if my card's not perfect, I can send it to my mom because she'd still love it. You know, I mean, I have lots of people who would still love it, even if it wasn't perfect. But I always say that that's who I can send all my cards to. Thank you. So here is the cards that we made tonight. I appreciate you joining with me. Check out the release, the Good Vibe release. I apologize for the name. It's been a long day for me. And check out the Merry Maker virtual and in-person event that's coming up next month. I know that there are a few seats left, but I don't know exactly how many. And I would say if you're thinking about it, definitely go for it. The events are amazing and fun. I had a blast and I love everything I got at the Create Your Own Ending event. Can't wait to play with it. You're welcome. Thank you, Crystal. You're welcome, Kate. And you guys have a great evening. I will see you next week and we will may have some more groovy fun. Okay? Have a great rest of your week, guys. Good night.